is a production of the Must See TV Broadcast Network, like ShareJoin, and follow us for all the latest updates. Like what you see, then throw those stars and show your support. And don't be shy, subscribe to the Caveman. He won't bite, and if you're watching us right now on YouTube, then you already know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button. Even one view can prevent one puppy from being shaven. A big fist pump goes to Donna, AI, and Music Mint for the incredible music that is in this episode. All rights belong to Christopher Michael Egerhus, aka the Caveman. So if he's ready, and if you're ready, then let's kick this show off. Growl, growl.
Lights up on the screen, it's time to see 5 days a week, we're where you wanna be. Exclusive shows and reels, we got the vibe. Tune into the network, hop on Facebook Live. Riding with the stars in our unique groove. Laughter twists and turns within every move. Must see TV's the place to catch it all. Epic moments, big and small, give us a call. Oh, you know it's must see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must see TV, the place where worlds meet. Jump right in, the fun's about to start. Bringing shows and stories straight to your heart. With every post and every share, we're free. Gotta get that fix of must-see TV. Round and round, don't let this moment fade. Together on this ride, the best we've ever made. Get the popcorn ready, it's your time to shine. Must-see TV will keep you feeling fine. Oh, you know it's must-see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. Oh, you know it's must-see TV come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. So, LB, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Page Redemption. On this episode, we're taking a look at City Upstairs by, Robert Jackson. Is that true, Robert? No, okay. So I'm stepping in my lane. I'm stepping in a lane I have no business. So I'm going to bring in somebody much smarter than me. I'm going to be, okay, wait, I have to summon her. Ooh, and I got new words. Okay. The beautiful, the wonderful, the fantastical, the heavenly, the whimsical, the marvelous, the inspirational Lily Bowman, LB. How's it going, LB?
Inspiration and heavenly.
Yeah.
Oh, my. My.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. We can get along with that. I don't think I've ever been accused of being heavenly, but we can get along with it. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. So we're taking a look at City Upstairs, right? By please save me from myself. Robert Jackson Bennett. Okay. So I'll let you take it away with the bio, and then we'll take it from there.
Sounds good. Okay, so Robert Jackson Bennett, he was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 1984. He graduated from the University of Texas in English, with special honors in English, in 2005. Now, here's the thing. I tried to find what he did between 2005 and 2010, and I could not find that information. So whatever he was doing, it wasn't really online. So be that a boring office job, English teacher, graduate studies that he didn't finish, I don't know. We don't know this information. That's fine, because in 2010, he published his debut novel, which was Mr. Shivers. And then that followed by The Company Man in 2011, The Troop in 2012, American Elsewhere in 2013, and it's going to continue like this. So essentially every year or every other year he published a book. His fifth book was The City of Stairs. And that was the first series that he published, and was also a finalist for the Hugo Awards in 2018. So City of Stairs was 2014, and the next two were 2016 and 2017. So the following year, he was a finalist for the Hugo Awards, but he did not win by one spot. And now, again, this year, he currently is also a finalist in the Hugos for Tainted Cup, which is the first of a series, of another series. So he currently has three series, three trilogies, and he's working on another couple from the Tainted Cup. There's The Drop of Corruption, which got published this year. So Tainted Cup was last year. Drop of Corruption is this year. And he is due to publish another novel in that series as well. The other series that he has is Foundry Side, Shorefall, and Locklands, and that was in 2018, 2020, and 2022. So he's been consistently writing and consistently publishing. He's been nominated for a large amount of awards. The most prestigious of those would be the Hugo Awards. So that's sort of the big news in Robert Jackson Bennett's life. The other things that I have about him is he currently lives in Austin with his wife and two sons, but more importantly, his tiny dogs, which are named Pete and Poker.
Oh, this is like Pete and Poker. Oh, that's so cute.
Adorable. Now, I will say, as per my intel, I am not entirely sure if there currently are two dogs, or there was two dogs and now there is one dog. And I won't really dive into that more because dogs not being here anymore is sad. But he's got like a wiener dog and like this, I don't know, Yorkie type tiny animal.
Oh, it's so cute. That's so
He's
cute.
on Instagram. You can find him on Instagram. These tiny dogs are adorable. He definitely posts about them. So that's how I know about them. What he was doing in 2005 to 2010, no idea. Do know about his two tiny dogs, though, and that's what we're here for.
Good job, LB. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that's the lowdown on Robert Jackson Bennett. And today we're going to be discussing The City of Stairs. So what was your first sort of thoughts on it? Let's do first thoughts.
All right. So my first thoughts is, this is epic. This is going to be epic. This is going to be like myth making. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be fantastic. I'm just gonna let everybody, just like when I sniff, let's just. That's what I thought. That's my initial thoughts.
I can hear a butt coming from miles away.
I'm not gonna get into
we're
the
gonna
butt.
get into that.
I'm not gonna get into the butt until the
This
X's.
is initial thoughts. It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't want to strangle you, LB. It's
My
okay. It's
initial
fine.
thoughts, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
It's
okay.
just we've been doing the show for years now, so
I trusted
I
you.
can tell
I
when there's a
trusted
butt
you.
coming.
Okay.
My initial thoughts, I was excited for something different. When we've been doing this, and also when you just are a reader and you're consuming books at the rate that we consume books, sometimes it's a little challenging to find something that's not the everyday that you find an awful lot in the fantasy genre. So I was excited to see something and to read something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, I guess. I was definitely intrigued, but also a little bit wary. This is the first white male author that we've done actually in a while. So part of me was like, I don't know. Quite honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is going to be good. I don't know, but...
I don't know,
we'll
sister.
get into it later.
Mhm.
Let's get into our check marks. Let's talk about the positive things first, Always start with the good news.
All right. I'm
Why
gonna.
don't you start? Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm okay.
It's taking a moment.
I'm
no.
taking a moment. I'm
Shoot.
doing the whole heartbeat on them, like so. Here's the okay. I don't I can't I
You
don't.
want me to start?
Yes, please help me.
Oh my god. That's bad. Okay. So, wasn't thinking it was going to be that bad. Okay, my first big check mark that I have in here is that there are no good guys.
Yes.
Yes. Like in a lot of storytelling, I mean, there's tropes for a reason. They say
Right.
there's 7 stories, right? So there's tropes for a reason. But I genuinely love when we engage in characters that are not all morally good. Don't
Right.
get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's definitely characters that I enjoy that they're all within a certain subsect and they have their morals that bind them and et cetera, et cetera. There's the bad guys, there's the good guys, whatever.
Right.
And there's maybe some grayness within there. But I think in this story, there truly is no good guys.
Yes.
There's
You
people
are correct.
And when I say good guys, I mean there's no good
There's no white
characters.
hats. There's no white hats.
There's no white. There we go. Thank you. And I love that. I thought it added a piece of dimension to the plot and to the characters and to everything that was going on in the story. Because I find sometimes when we're engaging in stories like this, the author can kind of supplant what they are thinking is right and true and etc. as sort of the moral basis of their protagonist, and therefore that's what we discover during the story and yada yada yada. But within this, we're sort of presented with a complex relationship within all of the relationships that are happening, and that I think it gave it sort of this aura of believability within what the characters are doing, because they have all these complicated sort of histories and beliefs and all that sort of stuff. So that's a big check mark for me, is that there were no good guys.
Right. Actually, good. Yes, that is going to be my check mark as well. I do agree with you. Like, the reason why I like the City of Crows and the Crooked Kingdom so much is there was no quote unquote people with white hats. They were all dirty. And yeah, I do agree with you. That's something I did like in this book. There was no people that had white hats. Like, everybody came to the table with baggage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And I liked how they presented it, too, just in the sense of, like, we're kind of given this idea of what, like, oh, there were these oppressed people, and then they fought back and whatever, and then we're like, okay, but now they're ruling with an iron fist and people can't praise their gods? What? So it's sort of like, I like how it's not laid out in front of you like this is what is right. It's like, this is a very complicated situation. Here's what some characters do in it. There you go.
Yeah.
My next check mark, I think I've talked about, you know what, I feel like I've talked about this a lot this season, but the, how the events escalated in quick succession, for the plot. Like, it felt like, our main character is sort of dropped into this world, right? We've got, like, sorry, brain fart.
Oh, spoilers, people, for those, I forgot again. So, spoiler alert, heavily. We're gonna spoil the shit out of this.
Yes, absolutely. Read the book first
Yeah.
and come back and listen to this. Or don't read the book and spoil it for yourself and then go read the book.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. Or don't read the book at all.
Yeah.
It's up to you. We'll see. But anyway, so she gets dropped into this roiling city that's like a powder keg, right? Like, this is where we sort of start our journey, is that it's already happening. And she's kind of like trying to catch all the pieces. And we don't necessarily know everything that's going on. But, and I think I've definitely talked about this before, because sometimes with plots that are dealing with sort of like big, I guess, worldwide events like this, it feels like things happen either at like a regulated pace or too slow.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like the book builds up to something and then we have a big clash and then we've got our denouement and blah, blah, blah. But like, what I liked in this is that, oh, this thing happens and all of a sudden, oh yeah, that's happening and this is happening and this is happening. And meanwhile, these things are also happening because of course they would be.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like a revolution is just bubbling under the surface with these things happening as well. So it's like, I liked that. I liked that pace in the book. I thought it was done really well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stop rambling on that point. That's my next check mark.
All right, so my second check mark is going to be the miracles themselves, on how they were actually done. I thought that was really cool, where she goes and she goes to the window and starts writing something on the glass, and it starts moving. I like that. I liked how all the miracles were done. I thought that was well done. I really liked that. It was something different, something that I haven't seen before in a book, and I really liked it. So I guess that would be my biggest check mark. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh God!
I'm
gonna jump off of that. No, please continue. Sorry.
Yeah. That would have to be my biggest check. LB, I'm sorry. I'm just so
It's
sorry.
okay. We don't have to like the same books all
All
the
right,
time. This is why we do a show about it. It's entertaining. You may have been tortured, but the people, they are entertained. It's
So,
fine.
yeah. Oh, I'm glad they are, because they're sick. They're sick. So
Oh, you sick, twisted fucks.
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna jump off that just in the sense of like, I don't actually have those in check marks. I like them. It's not something that came to mind when I was doing my checks and X's. But what I specifically liked about those miracles is that they were each given a reason, you know?
Right.
Or if not a reason, but it's like, you know, we've got this idea of being imprisoned in glass, and that comes up, and that's like a super important plot point, but it doesn't, when that information is disseminated, it doesn't come across like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen in some glass.
Yeah.
Let's find find out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like that it just was woven into the storytelling and into the world building.
Yeah.
And also, what sticks out to me as an example of this as well is what was it? The closet, Parnassi's closet. How like it had a little myth to go along with it,
Yes.
or it had a little story to go along with it of why the god created this miracle, and like how that's used now. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Just that sort of extra little bit, because sometimes people are just like, oh, this is just how the magic works. It's like, no, this is why it was made and why that's built, and it's still used now because this thing. So yeah, I agree with you on that check mark. Okay, I'm gonna my next. So. My next check mark
Yeah,
is
you were so
also
confident
sort of-
on WhatsApp. You were like, oh, and then you're like,
I
oh,
was midway through the book, okay? And I'm going to be completely honest. Today is not a day I'm giving bugs.
Okay.
So, like, sometimes I can sort of stretch things out a little bit
Yeah.
further and longer. I do have one check mark that says political intrigue, but I actually don't know what I was talking about
Yeah.
when I put that check mark.
I would
skip over that.
if you went on that, I was gonna be like, oh, you mean when he rambles in the book and he's telling us, not showing us? It like
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
think
it's-
when it starts with the energy that it's going to be very politically focused. You
Yeah.
know, it start in a courtroom, and this sort of stuff.
well, we will get to that
And-
courtrum scene when how the book starts.
Yeah,
We'll-
oh my God.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so my last check mark. I'm gonna bring this up in my exes as well, but the character of Sigrid, I loved him. I know it was like cheesy in a way, but like I freaking love the character. He was ridiculous and awesome and hilarious and all the different ways. I'll bring up my exes with him later because I do have some. So it's a bit of a middle road, but like I thought just in terms of reading the book and enjoying the book, I thought he was a great addition in there. Like we've definitely got these we've got essentially these two different races that are clashing against each other, and then
Right,
we
yes.
just got this random other guy from up north that's been like complete, like it's just so random.
Yeah.
And he's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you. That would be my last check mark as well.
You know, just because I think the first time he talks, like actually says more than like a word or
Yes.
something like that, is like some pretty lady comes up to him in like in the party scene,
Yeah.
and she's just like, "Ooh, what are you doing here?" That's my imitation of a pretty lady. Ooh, hello.
But
And,
she is.
he's
You
just
are a
like,
pretty
yeah,
lady,
shit's
though.
gonna go down.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You are a pretty lady, though.
Oh, thank you very much, says the blind man to the beggar.
Hey,
I
don't
know,
say
I know,
anything,
I have to poke
Sparkles.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, in my voice acting era,
Yeah.
that's my pretty lady voice.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like the first thing that he says
Yeah.
is just like something like so ridiculous and badass, and then like shit goes down.
Yeah.
And I love it. I fucking love it. It's great. I laughed. His character made me laugh. The book made me laugh, and that is something that will always get a check mark in my books, just because if you can elicit a reaction like that out of me, that's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's part of the joy of reading.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing I'm going to say on
All
it.
right.
Do you have any other positive things to say, or shall I let you loose in the
I
land of
don't.
negativity?
No, I don't. This book
Oh
is
my God.
so fucking boring. Like,
Oh,
and it
God.
starts my
All right.
first X. It's going to go. Hey, this world has gods that are dead, and it's colonialism and all this political intrigue. So what are we going to open with a 20 fucking page turner about someone getting charged for basically a traffic fine? And it just goes on and on and on and on. And then
And it has no pertinence to the rest
it
of the
has
plot.
no and guess what? I don't fucking care.
It would be one thing if, like, this hat symbol, like, well, it's not a hat symbol, but if this God symbol turns up later in the thing, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
But no.
No, it just goes. When I say traffic fine, there's no stakes at all. He's not gonna die. It's not gonna be a death sentence. It's like, okay, you have to pay this fine. What? It just goes on and on. No, when I say on and on, okay, you think I'm going to do the funny thing where I'm just going to be like, no, I'm not. It's a full chapter dedicated to this.
Yeah.
And
I think, like, he was clearly trying to do something there and, like, introducing world-building aspects and, like, how this is all sort of good. Like, I understand what he was trying to do there, but, you didn't need it.
Once?
You could have started the book after that chapter and you'd be fine.
Guess what? Once you have the reader saying, I don't care,
Yeah.
whatever you say after is just going to be gibberish. Whatever world building you have planned is going to be gibberish. And guess what? This is not the only time this happens. This happens multiple times in the book where we're told things and not shown. And that creates it's the biggest cardinal sin in anything. Right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with the Batman. We're told, we're not shown anything. And when we're shown things, it's the most boring stuff in the book. Like the courtrooms are like, you don't need, why? Why? Didn't an editor come in and say, you know what, people are going to say you don't, you're going to lose half your audience when this happens. That's one of my biggest X's. It's just that opening. Why have it there? Just why suffer? I fell asleep. I'm not when this person was reading the book, I fell asleep and I had to read it 3 more times. I had to listen to it 3 more times because I fell asleep.
That is rough.
17 hours. It's 17 hours. So, the courtroom scene is my biggest X. I have a lot of biggest.
It's a bust.
Yeah. So, LB, I'm going to pass it over to you. What was your next X?
God. You know, it's so funny that you even mentioned that because I entirely forgot that that's how the book starts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just because, it also, I had other things going on, so I sort of started the book, and then I finished the book, partway, I didn't put it down and picked it back up again, but it didn't, I didn't read it in the amount of time that I normally would read a book.
Yeah.
Not that I was busy. So, right, okay. You're going to start at the beginning. I'm going to start at the end.
Oh, I was going to get to that, the ending. Yeah.
So, big X for me. My first X for sure. It's so very clearly setting up for the sequel.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that.
Oh, I
but
do.
It just feels tacked on.
Yeah.
In terms of setting up your book for a sequel in a way that makes sense in the book or whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever. The story continues and you do that and then the next book comes. Fine. But the way that this was done, it felt like it was just tacked onto the end. It felt like the story could have finished. And then if there is a secondary book, just literally continue it from that point. That's fine.
Yeah.
I get the sort of need to tie up ends a little bit and have those points, those pointing bits of the story of okay, so this is where she's going, this is where that's happening, these sorts of things. I get that, but the way that it was done almost betrayed the character.
It does, yeah.
Points, and it irritated me so much because all of a sudden we've got this protagonist who's now very confident in everything that she's doing, and she's suddenly going to the capital where she's stayed away from because of her aunt for so long. Yes, because of things that she's discovered, and she has gone on this whole journey, but then her aunt is suddenly like defanged by this. Like, she has no, like, I feel like the character, we don't really meet her very much. Like, she's in the book, but not really.
Right.
But from what's presented about her character, like, you don't think she would have some sort of backup plan to, like, combat this information that she already knows?
Right, yes.
What? You know, like she's supposed to be this political monster, you know, like this powerhouse, and she doesn't have anything to, and she just all of a sudden sort of, like, deflates after this one conversation? Yeah. No, that makes no sense. Like, it was too neat, and I honestly hated the end.
What about that twist? What a twist! Right? Well, it's great. Ignore your own rules that you set up. Like, ignore, like, what you just said earlier on in the book. Guess what? When gods die, they take all their miracles with them.
Yes.
Guess what? That doesn't happen. He faked his own death. Okay? Yeah, the miracles are still around, so people are going, you do not get to do that. When writers do that, it is so sloppy and it's so lazy, and it says, I don't care. I don't have no respect for the reader.
I agree with you. I just want to clarify, because the mirror thing, was that not the, like, I can't remember how to pronounce it, like, Oslov?
Yeah, see?
That god?
Yeah.
But that's the one god that still lives.
Yes.
That's the one god that's still alive.
Yeah.
Wasn't the mirror one for that god? So that one should work fine, the one that she uses on the window. But everything else shouldn't.
Yeah. I just...
You know, I agree with you, though. Like, I couldn't quite remember whether or not that was hers or not, because it is explained the first time she uses it, but then, I just forgot. But, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So, my next X.
Yeah.
Okay. My next X. It sounded like, in this book, he just threw these names in an AI generator and plucked them out. Bulakov. Okay, you know what? I don't care when you say that now. That doesn't have any reference. All these cute names, Sarah just works fine. Peter works fine. Matthew works fine. There's a connection there, right? And when you say Turgid and try to be cute with all these names, it doesn't spark, okay, I want to follow these characters now. I don't care. It's a little thing, but guess what? That's a big thing when you're remembering characters, when you're remembering cities. Oh, remember when she went there and he did this? I cannot any Bulakov. That's it. Like Turgid. That's it. Just because LB brought it up. That's it. Like I couldn't not for the life of me retain any names in my head.
I'm going to challenge you on that.
Okay.
Just because the author is known to sort of not mine, that's a bad word. It's not a bad word, it's just not what I mean. He sort of, like, goes to, or doesn't actually go to, but, like, he looks at different cultures around the world and looks at those for inspiration in a way to inform different cultures within his text. I could definitely see influences of real life spaces within the naming of places and people. So, like, it's unfamiliar.
Well, it just sounds like that to me,
Matthew,
though.
Bob, whatever, because those are the names that we're familiar with in this space, but if we were living elsewhere, these other names would be familiar.
But I could say
challenging that because
Yeah.
it is different, but it's not necessarily. I don't necessarily agree with you in the terms that they feel AI generated in that sense.
So, Shadow and Bones. I remember a lot of characters, right? And they didn't have those names. It sounded like each name was thought out, right? It sounded like each name of what she did in those books didn't come out from an AI generator, and it just sounded like to me that that's where all these names were coming from. Now, I agree with you. That's probably not what it is. But remember, I'm reading these as you in a vacuum, and to me, that's what it's coming off like.
Okay.
What's your next X?
So I only have 2 or 3 X's that are
Me
written
too.
down, but
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
fairly big.
Yeah.
So my next X is Old Bulikov. Is such a great idea. Like, I loved the idea of it existing. I loved how it was used to an extent, but they go there and it's deserted.
Yes.
They've got, like, I'm sorry, what? The way that it was set up and the way that it's engaged with, I feel like, no, there's so much opportunity there. Like, are you telling me there's not a black market trade between old Bulikov and new Bulikov? Like, what? Like, there's not whole sects of people that are just living in old Bulikov because that's what they knew and they discovered it. And, like, literally, like, yes, they go in between places, but they prefer there.
Right.
What?
Right.
You know, like, it just... Oh, that was such a huge plot hole for me because it's like, I think he sort of tried to explain it away with like, there's this one conversation they have where they're sort of like referencing like a deal that was going down in like the old manor house or whatever, and that they saw them in the city, you know, like they sort of like, oh, so you saw us there, so you like were hiding, but like the whole of that space is just deserted. You're telling no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like in this massive city that's had like a huge, it's like a limb got cut off when like these gods came crushing down, you know?
Right.
So you're telling me no one else discovered this stuff. No one else went to live in houses there and have a prettier view.
Right.
You know, like what? No, absolutely not. That bothered me so much because I fully thought they were going to break through and like you have this opportunity for like a market space there. You have this opportunity for like flagrant praising of gods over there, but there's nobody. It's deserted. What? No, that pissed me off. Like there's so much opportunity.
Yes,
like,
I get it.
You've given yourself this amazing gem, and then you just don't use it.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, that was a huge X for me.
I agree.
It was a huge X.
So I only have 2 more X's, and I have to be careful because I don't want to be a diatribe here. There's a lot more X's, but I have to condense this. So the first X. All right. Gods in this time has died. Okay. The divinity is dead. Okay? Once you say that, you have to have something dramatic happen to these gods. Because gods are immortal. And what happens... No, just we invented tech and we took them out. No, no. Sorry. That doesn't pass the smell test for me. That doesn't work at all. Like... No, I can't go with you on this. Sometimes you could set up a story so well where I could believe that. But for me, there was too much in this book. Too much. Oh, it's like the Batman v Superman. Here's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Here's a big giant trailer, but guess what, guys? The second movie is going to be good. And to me, you did too many things, and neither of them you did very well, including this. It's like, no, you didn't. No. Tech just kills a god one shot? No, he didn't. No, I'm sorry. You're going to have to do better than that. So that's my penultimate X.
That's fair. I think there was definitely story building that went into like this whole like how could we possibly discover this weapon? It's because he's actually the son of a god, and therefore it's actually a miracle in and of itself. But it didn't really land. It very much gave me totally left field. You know that Buffy episode where there's like this big bad that comes out, and I don't know if you've watched Buffy.
Oh, I love Buffy. Even though I don't,
so
we're not, yeah. We're not talking about that guy, but I love the talent in front of the camera.
Yeah. But there's one episode where there's this big bad, and he's like, in his lore, it's like no weapon ever made can destroy him.
Yes.
And like, they just sort of be like, you know what, I bet not, a fucking bazooka, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Like, it's so ridiculous.
Yes, yes,
Buffy.
exactly, yes.
That's the TV show, you know, and that's
Right.
fine, and it's beautiful, and I loved it, and it was ridiculous,
Yeah.
and whatever. But not in this circumstance, you
Right,
know? This
yes.
is not a, 30-minute show where the big bad has to die by the end of this episode. Like, it's
Yes.
not how that works. I agree with you, yeah. I think my last ex that I'll bring up is what I referenced beforehand. Sigrid, as much as I loved him, he was overpowered to the extreme.
Yes.
I get wanting to have this sort of story, and like you've set him up as like being the lost king of the North or what have you. And like his family that's there, and it's just like it was sort of like this. He had like the finger of one of the gods branded on him.
Yes.
And like it caused him constant pain, but we didn't really get a feel for that. Like
Right,
it was
yeah.
like, oh, that does come into play when it's needed, and then all of a sudden he has this huge relief when it's removed, but it doesn't really play so much into his character. I don't know how much they could have done with that then it would be leaning on too much, like, over-explaining or something. I don't know. But, like, it annoyed me. As much as I was happy that he survived, it very much annoyed me that it's like, okay, so he's taken out all these airships. Fair enough. I will give him that because he's supposed to be this big, amazing sailor guy.
Right,
And
yeah.
these people have never sailed anything in their life. Okay, fair. I'll give him that. And there's 5 ships, sure. But then he drives it into the face of a god and jumps off the side as he's like, 80 feet in the air? And he has a whole bunch of operations and he's fine.
Right.
What? No! Like, no, I'm sorry, but you have to kill the character.
Yeah.
Or have something else happen.
Yeah.
That's not, no, he's not, like, what is providing him this crazy power that he's surviving all of this shit? What's going on there? No. Like, it's just, it was too ridiculous. Like, yes, you can have these fun, ridiculous characters, and I did enjoy him to a certain extent, but there was a point where it was like, okay, yeah, no, and of course Sigurd saves the day because, like, of course he did.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy, so sure, he's gonna do that. And it just gives it, like, it kneecaps your story in a way.
It does.
Because then
It
it's
really
like, okay,
does,
well,
yeah.
now there's no stakes because we know he's coming, and of course he's also gonna live, so they're not mourning him either. And like, yeah, sure, this is what happens. So that was an X for me.
All right.
So that's why he was a check and an X.
That's fair. All right. So there's so many more important X's here for me. I don't. Okay, it's hard to pick my last biggest X and my final X. But I am going to say this. This book attempts to do so many things, but the puzzle never comes together. It does not do anything, any of these things that what it's attempting to do remotely well at all. It never comes full. It never, like that puzzle is still missing a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
It really does. Like it's a political thriller. It's a theology debate. It's about colonialism. It's about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. But nothing comes together. Yeah. No shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows instead of it tells instead of showing, except when there's a courtroom scene or exposition. Then we have to go into this big long monologue where it's like stops the book dead. And the really important stuff that we should be looking at, we never get a glimpse. And that's the biggest problem of the book. It just never comes together.
Yeah.
It's trying to tackle too much at one time. There's not enough quality in the book. It's quantity, absolutely, but we've seen in mediums, quantity is not necessarily a good thing. So that's my final X.
Damn, what an X to end on.
Yeah.
I want to disagree with you because I did genuinely enjoy reading the book, but I can't disagree with you because I like you make a valid point. There's a lot that's trying to happen in this book. And I think all of it, for the story to be what it is, I think all of it needs to happen because it's all interconnected and he's creating this sort of world. And quite obviously, this story needs to be more than just one book. And it is more than just one book. It's 3. So it does span out across 3 books. But I feel like knowing that, going into this, knowing that you're writing a trilogy, I feel like that could have been used to his benefit a lot better. I feel like there are things that could have been flushed out and given a lot more space. It felt like maybe this could have been cooked a little bit longer and gone through a couple more edits to make it something great, but it just missed the mark, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I can't argue with you there. Damn.
Yeah. There's a lot of little things. I'm not going to go over to the little things. I've already tackled a little. But there's a lot of other problems with the book. I'm not going to go. We don't have 3 hours. I don't want to do that to you, LB. So, at the end of the day, LB, yay or nay? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Recommend or not recommend?
Honestly, I liked it. I did like the book. I would say this... Honestly, I have already recommended this book, so I can't say it's not a do not recommend for me. But I will say, with that recommend, it's definitely going to have caveats with it. This is not a book that I'm, finishing and immediately lending to my best friend to be like, oh my God, you have to read this. You're going to love this. No, this is something that, someone's looking for something that's sort of along the same lines. Yeah, sure. I'll say, hey, have you checked this book out? But it's not a not recommend for me. It is a recommend for me.
All right. So
how about you?
It's a recommend. No, it's a hard pass. I can't. I just can't. I can't for everything that I just mentioned and more. I just can, in good conscience, I cannot recommend this book to anyone. And here's the thing. It's like Suicide Squad. It's like the first Suicide Squad. It's like Suicide Squad. There is a good book in here. I can see it. I can feel it. But it just, there's quantity instead of quality. There's too much
Yeah.
going on for the
It's
pieces
no Lee
to fit.
Bardugo.
Oh no, it's we talked about a lot of
not
books.
bad at
Look at. I mean, I had some problems with the last
Time
month.
and time again for a reason. You know?
Last month I had some problems, but it was a great read. Like I really had fun reading that book.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like this should have gotten more than a pass. This looks like and this feels like a first draft. That's what it feels like to
Yeah.
me.
I agree with you. It definitely needs. I mean, it needs more time to cook.
Yeah.
It is an unbaked cake.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that will do it. Let us know what you thought of this City Upstairs down below. And before we go, we turn the page to next month, which is going to be.
I'm a little bit anxious to say because it's. I'm assigning us a hefty one.
Okay.
It is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss.
Ooh, The Name of the Wind. Ooh, that sounds
I will
ominous.
say, every person that I have mentioned this book to, they have a reaction, but only because the series is unfinished.
Okay.
And they are begging the author to finish. It's one of those books.
Okay.
So
All right.
they loved it, but they're like, oh, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
So I'm doing it to the both of us. You're welcome.
All right. Okay. All right. So yeah. So tune in next month, and we'll decide the month, the date next month. So before we go, we have to do caveman growls and sparkles. Let's do it.
We have 4.
All right. Let's do it. Yeah, 4.
We have Rick what?
Rick, what? Oh,
What?
what? Oh, I brought that back. Oh, I'm sorry, wrestling fans. I'm sorry. So, Rick, what? Oh, no. Oh. So, Rick, my friend, from me to you, you just brought one of the worst catchphrases in
What?
wrestling. What? No, like, remember Austin? What? So, Rick, what? From me to you, you got a great big bad caveman.
Pamela Tozer Harbottle.
Oh, God. Pamela Tozer Harbottle. From me to you. Nailed it, Pamela. I nailed it. From us to you, you got a great big bad caveman.
Mark Templeton.
Mark Templeton. From us to you, you got a great big bad caveman.
And last but not least, Bob Atwell.
Bob Atwell. From us to you, you got a great big bad caveman. So guys, that will do it. That will wrap it up for a brand new episode of The Page Redemption. That's, yeah. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow to wrap the week up with a brand new episode of the LP Shop. Until then, guys, take care, be safe, be well. We love you all! 50,000 plus. And may the donut be with you. See ya.
You didn't miss